In this short video, we are going to get started with the C programming language. We're going to write a very simple program which just prints a short message to the screen. We're going to need a text editor to write the source code for our program and a C compiler. Okay, let's get started. So what you see here is an empty folder. We're going to place our C source file inside this folder. I'm just going to create a new text document, and I'm going to call this hello, and it's important that I give it the extension .c. So now that we've got our empty C source file, let's go ahead and actually write some code in there. I'm going to use a text editor called TextPad, and now I'm just going to go ahead and type the source for this very simple program. So #include standardIO.h int main printf, and we'll print out a message like hello world, return 0. So this is a very standard first program that you might write. Okay, so I've saved this now. In order to run this program, I'm going to have to compile it. So I'm going to need to use a C compiler. Before we look at the actual C compiler, let's just very quickly go ahead and look at the command prompt environment. So you can type CMD from the start menu, and this opens up a command prompt window, which is what you see here. Now, what I would like is I would like the current directory in here to be the one that contains my source file. So I can select this and copy it, Control C, and inside my command window, I can right click and select paste. And what I actually want to do is use the cd command with this directory. So what this does, and you'll see it changes the prompt from the previous directory to this new directory, C drive example. And in fact, this command window is just another way that I can interact with the file system. So I can issue commands like dir, which lists all of the files that are in the current directory. In this case, there's just the one file, hello.c. We can also do other things like creating folders and deleting files, but we don't actually need to do any of that right now. To run the compiler, we need to use the command cl. But a common problem that some people run into is that they try to run this command from the regular command window and they get this error message. CL is not recognized as an internal or external command. The problem is that the standard Windows command prompt window does not have the compiler tools that we need. So instead of using the regular command window, we're going to have to use the developer command prompt. Now, to have access to the developer command prompt, you will need to have installed some version of Microsoft's Visual Studio. Now, I'm using a free version called Visual Studio Community. And so you can see it's here in my start menu. And this actually looks really similar to the regular command window, except now if I type a command like CL, we don't get that same error message. So now I can actually use the compiler. So the first thing that we have to do is change into the directory that contains the source file. So I'm going to do exactly what I did before, Control C to copy, and then change directory to C drive example, dir, and notice I can see that this is the directory that contains hello.c. Let's go ahead now and compile this source file. So we're going to use cl /W4 and then the name of the source file, hello.c. And all going well, this is going to compile. And importantly, notice that these two new files get created. And the one that we're most interested in is hello.exe. This is the executable version of the program, which consists of the statements here in my source file. If I type dir, I can see that now there are these new files that are being created. And to actually run this program, I can simply type hello. And when you run it, you'll see that we actually get the message hello world printed out, and that's because that's the message that we printed out here. Okay, so that's a great start. This is our very first C program.